Is the latency on Dante Virtual Soundcard really that bad? Today I'm on my, me and Mr. Juno and the Cone over here are on our way to the Nextmovement Studio. Paul and I went there a couple of months ago to film a studio tour, which I'll pop up somewhere here. And a couple of weeks ago we went back, but we bumped into one issue. And that was that this studio is running on DVS, Dante Virtual Soundcard. So the entire studio is set up with Dante over Ethernet, which is great in theory. But when we started hooking up a microphone and doing monitoring through Pro Tools, we noticed that there was too much latency through the DVS system, and that would be unworkable for me. So today we are going back and see if we can get that latency free and maybe upgrade the workflow of that studio so it would fit a little bit nicer in a recording or mixing session. Today we are going to figure out if we can fix the Dante latency issue. So behind this SSL there's a bunch of Lynx Aurora converters and they are currently connected to Dante. Over there we've got a couple of Thunderbolt option cards and we're going to install them, and hopefully then workflow will be a little bit easier over here. We had two options. So right now it goes through Thunderbolt to a hub and then over Ethernet to Dante. So Dante is on the computer, that does its routing, and then the Lynx Aurora converter does its own routing as well. So we had two options. It was either adding an extra Dante interface, so we didn't have latency, RME Digiface Dante. So we had that doing the routing, then we had Dante doing something with routing, and then we had the Aurora doing routing. So you basically had three interfaces. I didn't really like the sound of that. I think the best choice, and the choice that we made, is swapping out the Dante card in the interfaces for Thunderbolt cards. Then we're losing the Dante capabilities, but we are going straight into the interface, into the Lynx, and we can just fix everything there. And there's a lot less stuff that can go wrong and a lot less hidden menus and routing options and everything. So
or plug and play.
Yes.
Or plug and play.
Right?
Plug and play.
That's ultimately what we...
It's what you want, right?
What you want in the studio, right? You want to be up and running in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best move for your studio.
Let's make it happen.
These are the option cards over here. There you can see. You see that Ethernet cable over there and the D-subs over there. And that's the Dante card right now. So we need to take this out and then swap that over with the ones that you just saw. And we need to do that for this one as well. So I think we need to first make sure that we have all of this labeled so we can put it back really easily. And then take out the Lynxes, swap over the cards, and then hope everything still works. Maybe I shouldn't do this before I see what the other things are.
Patience.
Yeah, patience. This is what I always do with everything. I see a step, and then I start just doing the step.
Yeah.
And then I figure out that I shouldn't have done that because there was an easier way if I just was patient.
Did you play with Legos when you were young?
Yeah.
And you skipped the manual?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I've never read a manual in my life.
Maybe we should get the instructions.
Did you imply we're getting a manual? Then we need to figure out. I think we should just take out the cables, label them. Once all the cables are out, we can take out the Lynxes. It is nice that you have some space here.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Yes, we still have space, but eventually, probably.
I think it's not gonna last for very long.
No, that's the next story, right?
The next story is
like
is doing the acoustics,
yeah.
and my guess would be that we push everything backwards.
Oh, do we know where the input is coming from?
Which input?
Well, that you see here on the meters.
Oh, I'm not too concerned right now. Which input is it?
It's 9 to 14, I think.
Oh wow! You know what it looks like?
Ah.
Looks like that AES loop for the trin off.
Yeah.
That's doing something that's not
Ah.
really happy. That's why I also want to get rid of the trin off AES loop.
Yeah.
Because if it's doing stuff like this,
Yeah.
then definitely when you've got a full session and you're all
Yeah.
stressed up and this is happening, you don't need issues like that. There's a turn-off system, there's some Dante routing. We'll get back on the turn-off thing later. I'll explain you all about it. Okay, so this thing we need to replace. I'm doing this without a manual.
Yeah.
If you don't trust me, we can look at the manual, but I think I know how this works.
I trust you. That's
Famous last
Maybe
words.
I don't need- do you have a bakkie?
yes, I'll get a bite.
Get a bakkie. Oh, you know has a bakkie. Nice video, but what's a bakkie?
Yeah.
No, I think I need to take off the lid.
I think it's 2 more screws.
You think so? Because that holds up the...
That holds up the
what-
metal plate.
Where does this come from? Oh, that came from here. Yeah, so do we need to unscrew the metal plate? Because also, if you look at this,
Yeah,
this
that's
needs to
not-
lift up.
Yeah.
So we need to get
You do
in
it-
there.
You have to do it anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some gut shots. Ta-da.
So this is the card.
Oh, pretty clean actually. That's the Dante card. Yeah, you see we need to unscrew
I think if you unscrew this one,
as well.
then you can lift it up without it breaking off, basically.
Yeah, we do need to unscrew these.
And I think we need something to unscrew these ones too. Something like this,
Dang.
but smaller. I think this is the big.
No, I
This
think
is
this is
the
the
right
right size. I think then I need to lift it out of the thing here. So I'm taking this out. I think we can just put this on and then put the front on and then we're good.
Yeah, we
that,
need to.
that one, yeah, but we don't need to do that before I do this.
No.
And I really wonder.
Wonder.
I had the Kanye West one in my head.
Yeah.
And I wonder,
What it means.
Does it fit?
does it fit? Dante is out. Thunderbolt is in.
What's up with the dip
Way
switches
goes
here?
back, like-
By the way.
You're a dip switch. But it could be that we need to set like which one's the master, which is the first
Oh.
links, which is the
Mhm.
second one.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the Dante card, they're set in a similar or completely different way.
I think probably.
Does it say? But it doesn't say the same things.
This is how it came out the box, right? So normally you would like.
4
Four.
is up. Oh, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's
yeah.
the same. Jesus.
So let's just leave it like that.
Okay.
So like when you were a kid, you would do things like this, like solder stuff or
All the
whatever.
time.
Yeah.
I would take apart every single radio I saw.
Oh wow! So you've always been like a.
I always
engineer
broke
in,
everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything I owned. Like, I needed my Xbox to play games, but I really wanted to take it apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
you
think
did.
I think I did my Nintendo 64. I did like radios.
Nice.
Eventually scooters.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you take out the ring in the
Did they go like 60
in the
miles an
exhaust
hour?
and
Yeah,
stuff?
Yeah.
They were all.
Yeah. Oh.
Where is it?
Now you need the
This-
extra light.
now we need the extra light. I found it. It's over here. It's
Where is Waldo? Oh wow! It's magnetic as well.
What are you guys saying? Are we confident enough to put the lid on entirely? Or should we first check?
how much work is it? It's
6 screws.
6 screws.
6
That's a lot for
screws.
people like you.
Yeah.
Screw you.
You know me so well, Paul. Yes or no? Are we confident that this works?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Great. I'll put this back in.
Yeah.
Get the other one.
Alright.
And then the screwdriver is still there, I think. Okay, I'm just going a bit quicker now.
Yeah.
I'll just buy the canned stuff.
Okay, bye. I'm going to LA.
Uh,
Okay. put this in. Let's do Thunderbolt first. Thunderbolt.
Lampje bounce. From under.
Under. Thunderbolt. And there we go. This. And then I'm really curious what the power is for.
Thunderbolt maybe requires more power than the Dante card.
Yeah.
You need an external
But we don't have an external
power supply. Oh,
So if it's necessary, then what does it say?
please connect external power supply for bus-powered Thunderbolt device. Laptops should be connected to AC mains.
So we need to connect
Maybe you should-
laptop to
Power
power.
supply.
Yeah, that sounds weird, but you can try.
Are we sure that these are Thunderbolt 4 cables?
Maybe try the small one.
Yeah, we just need to connect this directly.
That's probably Thunderbolt.
It sounds.
It sounds promising.
Yeah. Now it gives the same message. It's not plugged in.
Is that really going to... Yeah. But it's still not showing up. Maybe we need to
Reboot the computer.
What we're trying now is the links to the Thunderbolt hub and then to the computer, because apparently it needs power somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the power adapters on the Thunderbolt cards are for.
We basically need to trick the device into thinking we're connecting a desktop computer instead
Right.
of a laptop.
And then...
It sees it.
Hey. We're getting
Something.
something. I would get a longer
Yeah.
Thunderbolt cable, just...
So you can move around.
Yeah, just so you can put it, like, if we were doing a session,
Yeah.
I would set my laptop here,
Yeah.
have that run everywhere, and then control the desk.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I would want in a session.
You could also
So you need like a
set up a Bluetooth device or something.
Yeah, but every peripheral you're adding, you're making things so much harder to troubleshoot, and it's just creating issues. Because at Atlantis, now it works, but that is because I did 6 years of troubleshooting with hubs and peripherals and side cards and cables and everything. That has been the biggest nightmare of that studio. So you want to keep that as simple as possible. There's so many options that you can do, but you want to minimize that as much as possible.
The moment of truth.
Precies. Yeah, it is very tight. Yeah.
It's a good sign.
It is connected to the hub. Then I think we connect the D-subs over there and we check if everything works. Okay, the interfaces are working because through the hub they're getting power on the Thunderbolt cables. And now we need to connect all the D-sub cables again. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, simsalabim. The cables are in. We're all connected. So now comes the part where we are going to see if Paul did his job correctly. Did you connect it properly or did you fuck up?
In the video, we only see you connect.
Ah, shit. There was something with the Trinov system. Trinov is a room correction unit like SonarWorks, but then a little bit more high end and in an actual external unit for the ATCs. But they routed it through Lynx converters over AES, all difficult things that made it way more complex than it needed to be. And I was like, you don't want to do that, because when something goes wrong and the speakers don't work, then you don't know where to start with troubleshooting. And yeah, I just feel nicer if that doesn't get in the way. So we are going to connect them analog.
You're now directly patching into the prism. The Trinov, sorry.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm going directly into the Trinov. So we are coming in analog from the desk. That should be over here.
Yes.
Left and right. Nicely color coded. Ball.
Yeah.
Black is
Left,
red is
right.
Yeah, he connected everything the other way around.
Yeah, because
at
of,
first,
you grew
because
up
of
on
boats.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I got my sailing degree first before audio.
Yeah.
Yeah. He almost
My
wanted
dad
to go
has
to
a
full
boat
sail.
hobby.
He already had a full sail. Let's finish this up before I make even worse
We'll
jokes.
be right back.
Okay, those connections are done. Bada bing, bada boom. It happened. It works.
Okay.
I hope.
Let's see.
Let's see.
Music. 1 and 2.
Ah, okay.
There's something happening. So Prism 1 and 2 are going here to the external to monitors. I can't get to the AES of this interface. Can I not send anything from Aurora 1 to the AES of Aurora 2? It looks like you cannot do that. You can only route that inside of that interface. Oh, I need to figure out how we can do that. So I think first step is just to
Crank up the volume.
check if the speakers work. It works. We've got sound. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel in control? Okay, so we've got a new issue because we're seeing them as two different interfaces, and in the manual it says that you can link up to 6 Auroras for up to 96 channels, and we're just getting 1 through 32, and then it's the second interface. Okay, so while Chris is fixing up the aftermath of checking behind the acoustics panels,
No reflections.
no reflection. So, okay, we need to get rid of the diffusers on the
Yeah.
first reflection point, which makes sense.
Yeah.
And the idea is that this setup is going to be pushed further to the back.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that in another video.
Yep.
But it's good that we had someone that actually knows how everything works.
Yeah.
Tell us what.
I mean, you knew, like.
Well, yeah, it was basically what I said
eventually
last
we're gonna
time.
End
so.
up what you said. So yeah.
So that's great. I'm not completely out of my mind when I say things. We had an issue
Yeah.
because last time we swapped around the Lynxes.
Yeah. So we changed the sound card, right, from Dante Virtual Soundcard to Thunderbolt, and then after putting like the sound cards in the Thunderbolt, we had issues with the device not being seen as one sound card, basically. So you had like 2 sound cards for 48 channels, basically 32 for the first and then 16 for the last Aurora. But that did not work because if you want to use the whole console, for example, the whole SSL, then you would only be able to use the first 32 channels. So we hooked up with the supplier, and they told us you need to set up an aggregate device.
So we heard that we needed to set up an aggregate device, and that made 100 alarm bells in my head
Yeah.
ring, because everybody that ever said to me, anytime I spoke about an aggregate device with anyone,
Yeah.
people said, "Uh-oh, clocking issues.
Yeah.
Don't do that." So I immediately went like,
Yeah.
let's not do that. But apparently Lynx itself says that we need to do the clocking over there. So we need to actually do the aggregate device.
Yeah. And then connect with a word clock cable.
And then connect with the word clock cable.
And since they have like the same, it's basically the same interface, right?
It's the same unit with the same internal clock.
Yeah, so it should work fine because they're a professional company, right?
Right.
So they would have like experience with
Yeah.
not building their own.
It's a little bit weird if you know like Apollos.
Yeah.
That just daisy chain and see everything as one system.
Yeah.
This just doesn't see that, which gives us another couple of issues, which we'll get back into later.
Yeah.
But for now, can you show me how you did the aggregate device stuff? So you've got audio MIDI configuration over here.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it says Aurora aggregate.
Yeah, we renamed it already.
And then basically you've got Aurora 1, Aurora 2.
Yeah.
That's these 2 interfaces.
Yes.
And then you've got Aurora.
Aurora.
I keep hearing the dog.
Michelle, where do you live?
Aurora.
Zeus. Where does Michelle live?
1 through 32.
Yeah.
And then 33 until 64.
64.
So
Yeah.
1 through to 32 is until 32 on
Yeah.
the desk. So that's great. If someone comes in, they just plug in,
Yeah.
and
like
then you
5
get
minutes
like
later.
you've got
everything works.
almost the entire desk,
Yeah.
except for the last bucket.
Yeah.
But we want to use the entire desk, of course.
Yeah.
So we need like the rest of these channels as well.
Yes. So that's why we built like the aggregate device in the audio MIDI setup, and also because we didn't have the word clock cable, then you have to do like the.
It says afwijk correctie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very Dutch, but basically that says correction for
Timing issues.
Yeah, timing
clocking.
issues, so clocking issues. So
Yeah,
the
and-
second Aurora is going to
Listen to the first one.
adjust
basically.
to the first one, but that is not what we want to
No. 'cause
be
this
done
could be-
in the Mac. That is the issues that
this
people
could-
are getting
this
into.
could be issue. I mean, for now we didn't run into issues, but the better option is to connect the two Auroras with one word clock cable,
Where's clock cable?
and then basically you don't have to do this, and then they'll communicate with each other, and you'll basically have a good clocking device between the two. And this would still be the lead clocking device, but then they communicate with each other.
And then we need to check here. Because
Need light?
yeah, do you have the light?
Then there was light.
And then there was light. So out one of the first Aurora is now going to the prism.
Yeah.
Let's maybe this is
Yeah, this is fucked up.
super nice. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's beep.
That should just work because it's going from the out of the first links to the in of the second links.
Yeah.
And then we should probably say in those linkses which one is the master
you
and
need
which is the
to
slave.
point which is master and slave.
Okay, so I think the correction should now not
Switch
be
to-
happening here.
Yeah.
So end control is over here. And then this is end control. And then I think menu connection. No, where would clocking be? Oh, maybe it's just on the clock thing here. Internal 48. And then I think we need to go to the second one. And then this one needs to go to word clock. But why doesn't it select word clock over here? And where's the... Oh, you're playing music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, it
Maybe
keeps
we need to
stays on internal. Let me check on the links if I can change it on the interface itself. Function clock setup is grayed out. Yeah, they're both set to internal, which is not great. We'll be right back. So apparently you were playing something through the converter, but you quit playing,
Yeah.
and now I can change the clock. And now function, yeah, now I can't do the clock setup. So now you stop.
Which figures because it's getting data, right? Like,
Yeah. And now you stop playing.
Stop playing.
And then we're going to see. Yeah. As soon as you click, that clock setup.
Okay.
Okay, that's nice. So now the second one is on word clock. Okay, so that's good to know.
Yeah.
And now all the aggregate device should be doing is just allowing you to use all of the ins and outputs. Do you want to check that with the DAW
Yeah. Did we select like the proper?
interface? I think so.
Yeah.
Aggregate. Yeah. So you need to do aggregate as well because it probably also says like
Yeah, you
Aurora
can
1 and
select
Aurora.
both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a new interface, but the old one still exists. With the Dante Virtual Soundcard, it was unworkable, and that was the main fix we needed to do.
Yeah.
Do we want to check that? Latency-wise?
Yeah, we can.
I just need a headphone and a mic.
Yeah.
And then we can set that up. Now we're just going stereo out to the headphone amp.
Yeah.
And then if I plug in
Yeah. So I had like this.
to the headphone amp, I should be hearing something. Now I see stuff coming in.
Oh wow.
Check. Latency wise, we're perfect.
Okay.
So that's great.
So let's get bookings.
Let's get booking. Let's get the studio filled. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed that little studio update.
Yeah.
Next studio update, I think we are going to take a look at all of that stuff that's
Yeah.
going on over there.
Yeah. We're gonna move some stuff around.
I'm looking forward to figuring out how we are going to get this desk and those speakers
Yeah.
like a meter that way. We'll see you next time in this studio. Later.
Later.